feel different when you get it out the mud.
How you guys doing? Welcome back to Conversations Over Chess. I always say that you guys are in for a special treat, but this is really truly an honor for me. I'm going to save the tears for probably later on in the show. Without further ado, this individual has been a brother to me for quite some time, really, my whole life. It's been a journey. This individual, we lived a lot of life together, did business things, did life just through and through. I'm excited to have you on. Without further ado, I'm not even going to name off all the accolades. Ladies and gentlemen, Slinky Jones. Slinky
Appreciate
Jones,
you, dog.
people.
Appreciate you.
How you doing today?
I'm good, brother, man. Been waiting all day for
Oh,
this.
man. This has been a long time in the making.
I know, dog.
So it's so funny. I was thinking today which direction to even go in.
Okay.
I want to start with a simple question.
Yes, sir.
Who is Slinky Jones?
Good question. Who am I? Son,
Mhm.
a brother. I don't know, just a regular humble kid. You
Yeah.
know, someone trying to figure out every day.
Okay. You sitting here at the age of 29 now, about to be that big 3-0. How are you
Man,
feeling, man?
I feel good. I just turned 29 on the 13th. I'm looking forward to it. You know, every year you get more wiser, you learn more, get to give a chance to give back. So I appreciate it. You know, I'm not one of those old people growing.
Definitely.
And I can't wait. I'm planning my 30 now, actually.
So big 3-0, looking forward to it. Obviously, the world may know you as a basketball player. So with you being 6'7", 6'8", let's start with that journey. When was the first time the basketball was put into your hands?
First time is backyard. You know, with my brother outside. First organized basketball for me is eighth grade modified.
Okay.
Wasn't nothing special. Wasn't nothing you want to come see. Just somebody fresh out there starting figuring things out.
You trash back then?
Yeah, I don't even know if that's the word. You know? Just figuring things out. Like I said, just out there figuring things out.
Yeah.
One of the tallest kids out there can get you a rebound. That was about it.
I was going to say, oddly enough, I had Parrish Canty in the same spot, and I asked him, were you always tall? And he said yes, so I'll ask the same question to you. Were you always the tallest or
No, I wasn't. Well, like, if others tell it, I was regular size, and then I came back like 8th grade, and everybody was like, wow.
Yeah.
So I would assume that summer between 7th and 8th grade is when I became quote-unquote tall.
Okay. Has it always been a sport that you wanted to play, or is it just one of those just...
I started playing basketball because I broke my arm in football, and Mom's was like, yeah, we not about to be doing that.
Yeah. What position in football?
Wide receiver, and I was a defensive end.
Okay.
Yeah, big dog on the line. Yeah.
Wasn't moving nobody.
Not at all. I used to be mad as hell. Can't move nobody. Why am I even on the line, coach?
Yo, that's how I used to be in Pop Warner. I'm like, yo, how am I offensive tackle? Like,
yeah. And that was my first year playing football too, and that was only because of my brother. Like, I started playing football because of my brother, but I started playing basketball because Mom's was like, yeah, no.
Yeah. Okay, so from when you started to when you started getting good, when was that transition for yourself?
Then I broke my leg, and I broke my leg junior year, and then that senior year when I came back, quote unquote, I was good.
That's when you came back. Speaking about breaking of the leg, the individual that might view this may not know that you actually suffered a severe injury to the likes of damn near Kevin Ware.
Yeah.
So can you walk us through that?
So I don't know if the camera could see. A little ashy, but yeah.
Said, don't show that shit.
But yeah, it was a rivalry game, January 30th, 2013. Right, I think so. Yeah, January 30th, 2013.
Yeah.
It's a rivalry game, like I said. Was just out there figuring things out. One of the things that I was good at was defense. So I was trying to chase somebody down. And yeah, I'm thankful that he ain't dunked that, because I'd have broke my damn leg and got dunked. I don't know how long my career would have been, but yeah, I went up to try to block it, and yeah, I felt my body get caught with his body, and I felt to this day I can still feel my leg doing this, and like I said, it just was too much of weight on one leg, because I was carrying his weight too coming down. Yeah, and that thing just snapped. Take a noodle and do like that. Yeah, that's what, that's what my
Oddly
leg
enough, when I got the phone call, I'll never forget that day. I seen somebody post on Facebook, yo, Slinky broke his leg. Something happened. All I seen was something happened with Slinky. I'm like, what's up with my brother? I called, I believe it was either Taylor or Deja. And they were just hysterically crying. Oh my God! It's like fucking Courage the Cowardly Dog. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? So I hang up on her. Click. I call Coach Mike. I said, Coach Mike, everything all right with Slink? He said, yo, Jabari, his fucking legs snapped like spaghetti. Swear to God, I'll never forget that. I'm like, yo. He's
I
like, yo, it's
remember the
bad,
whole
man.
gym because it's funny because Don always like every time I would fall, would be like, bro, get up, get up.
Man.
He came over, he like, bro, get up. And all I know is I look back was nobody behind me. I'm like, oh yeah, it's serious.
In the documentary that's coming out, he actually speaks about that. He said, I just had to leave him. I'm sorry.
I looked up, I heard the gym going crazy. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
this must be pretty bad.
Yeah, that setback at that point in your life, what was going on? Like outside, was everything all right? Like, is life good? Like, is high school having fun? Like, what's going on outside of that? Because I wonder with that setback, how much it was just a ripple effect across the board.
Well, one, I felt like if I don't have that setback, I don't become the basketball player that I did become.
Okay.
And two, life was, to me, I didn't know. All I knew was the life that I was living. So I
Yeah.
didn't know whether it was good, bad. Like I just
It
was
just was
waking up, like I said, figuring things out.
yeah. So just living life, just a normal average kid, and then once that happens, it's a whirlwind, right? What was the first thoughts to go through your head when you broke your leg?
The first thing I was wondering, the first question I asked Don, yo, did he dunk that? Because that's all I'm really worried about. Like, yeah, all this everybody crying gonna stop one day.
Yeah.
And that if he dunked this ball, I gotta come back to that. So I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, he dunked it. Don like, nah. And then I'm like, you think I'm gonna be able to play again? And at first, I'm just thinking everybody just saying, yeah. I literally thought like, y'all just saying yes. I know how this go.
Yeah.
Make me feel good right now. So in my mind, I'm still thinking like, if it's yes, why everybody sound like that behind me? Like, why? If it's yes, it can't be that bad. But the way everybody sounded was just like, I don't know if this is yes. But I just broke both bones. Like the bone came through the skin, but
Yeah.
missed all the muscles, missed all the important stuff, and just both bones broke.
So from the January you said of 2013, that point, how long did it take for you to get back to the playing field?
If I remember correctly, again, I broke it January 30th. By March, I was back in school. March 1st, I went back to school. I was on crutches. I think I was on 2 crutches for a month. So what's that? By April, I was on 1 crutch. We went to Florida for AAU, and I
Yeah.
couldn't play. So that was August, I believe.
I believe so.
And I was actually cleared. And if I would have played,
We would have won.
but we gonna leave that.
I blame Tuka still to this day. He should have passed the ball, but I'm no longer angry at you, Tuka.
But literally, yeah. So August, because when I came back after Florida, the doctor cleared me. So what is that? January to August, so
Yeah.
7-8 months.
Mhm.
But I was fake already, like
Playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. At that point, when you broke your leg, were you taking basketball serious or no?
No.
No.
And I always I'll be joking, but I'll be dead serious when I say this. Like, if you went to NFA my senior year,
Yeah.
we used to be doing that little stupid, like, I don't know about the Illuminati. I don't really care about none of that. But we used to, my family Christians, though. So we used to be doing this
Playing
stupid,
with Jesus. Nah,
this
baby.
little, seriously, though, like, I'm spiritual. So we used to be doing this little stupid old handshake and, end with that little eye.
Mm-hmm.
And literally in the game, like people used to be doing this in the game. And again, as a kid, you don't know things.
Yeah.
Energy is real. And I just so happened to break my damn leg. And when I got home and I was actually like sitting, just thinking, I'm just like, yeah, we can't do that no more. Because if anything, I just sacrificed my damn
Sacrificial lamb down there.
Like, no, we can't do that no more. So like stuff like that was making me think. But seriously, like when I was home, And I'm thinking like, dang, because I still didn't know that you can get a scholarship and go. Like I didn't
After,
like
yeah,
again. Like I wasn't watching basketball growing up. Like I
you
didn't
just
know the
played.
basketball
Your friends
world. Yeah,
played, you
like
played.
yeah, you know who play on. I didn't know. I was one of them.
Yeah,
Exactly. I had a basketball in the backyard. I played basketball, and then as I got older, got back around Don, I'm like, oh, he take this kind of serious.
yeah,
That make you take it serious, especially
facts.
if you somebody as competitive as me. I don't like losing. So again, you want to learn how to become good, how to get better at this thing.
Yeah,
And so, like I said, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, yo, when I do get a chance to play again, because I'm also thinking like, yo, that's how fast this can be going. Like, that's another thing. I was just sitting there like, dang, like, thank God they're saying that I will be able to play again. But like, yo, what if they say like, yo, you would never be able to play again? Like,
yeah,
what you was out there doing, what you remembered for, yo, that's crazy. So I was always telling myself like, yo, if when you do get out there, like, take it serious, dude. Stop
yeah.
playing. And so that's kind of what happened my senior year.
Yeah, it seems like the trajectory after that is just like you take the not necessarily an untraditional path, but a path taken by most basketball players. Because uh, correct me if I'm wrong, but most individuals do go to junior college before they go to Division 1, Division 2, whatever it may be. So the fact that you go to prep school after that, you get an extra year, and then go to junior college, and then make your way to the 4 year schools, it seems like it was a setback at that point in time, but the trajectory after that just took off.
But I never looked at it like as like again, I didn't understand my journey. Like
Mhm.
I didn't understand, yo, you're playing these games to try to get a scholarship.
Yeah,
Even at prep school, I was not fully understanding this yet. I'm just going out there playing.
yeah,
It wasn't until again we go to prep school, which again, it was some kids go to prep school for more exposure, some kids go for grades, whatever. Me and who I went with, my boy Don, we went for like more exposure.
yeah,
We had schools fresh out of high school. It just wasn't on the level we wanted to play at.
yeah,
So again, we had these schools where we could have just said, all right, this is what it is, but
yeah,
we felt like all that we put in, we was do more. We
definitely.
took the chance. Again, we went down to prep school. I'm I'm around people that we trying to do the same thing, but I'm still not registering kid. All everything you do right now
Yeah,
is for your future. At the end of the prep season, when everybody going to school, and I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to be at school right now. I'm supposed to
yeah,
be getting ready to leave. Then I make a phone call like what's going on? And that phone call is kind of what like if I don't make that phone call that summer, I don't know if I even end up going JUCO.
yeah,
Cause again, I wasn't understanding like kid, you're supposed to be
yeah. This is
doing
the
something when
steps.
you out like this means something. And then when I sorry to cut you up,
No,
but
you go.
then when I got to JUCO, that's when like it became real. That's when I'm like, all right, you here for a reason.
With this being an each one teach one platform, I always want the individual audience member to take something away. What do you tell that individual basketball player, whoever that may watch this, just about the process? Because it seems like just from listening to the story a little bit, it's just like, hey, look, I wasn't taking this serious. This was just fun, DTD, but I still had talent, but I just wasn't working hard at the time. And we all know the adage, oh, if you fail to work hard, blah, blah, blah. But the real rawness of it is you could have not had a scholarship. You could have had student loan debt. You could have, That's what I want the individual audience to understand about taking stuff seriously can affect your life for forever.
Like on us. Like forget like all the school like take it serious because again like I said just like that I was
Hmm.
going up for a block and boom like
Yeah.
everything was almost done for me and I've have watched many people along my journey whether they take it serious or don't just go out there thinking there's another game tomorrow
Yeah.
and yeah for others but this just may be your last time playing either for a little while or permanently.
Definitely.
I have seen it whether it's on high school level college level and even at the pro level like injuries is unpreventable. You just hope that it's not your night.
Yeah.
That's it.
For sure. And speaking of pro, you had what I call a setback, which you say is not a setback, but you have that incident happen to you and you end up still going professional to play basketball overseas. At that accomplishment, would you ever dream or fathom that you would be able to do that?
Yeah, I kind of again no and yeah, because again I wasn't thinking about playing professional basketball until I don't know. I say my third year in college.
Hmm.
but my senior year it was real. Like, oh, I can actually go and get paid for this. Like, it's just a
Yeah.
dream until you're right there, and it's just like, oh, this is actually possible. Like,
Mm-hmm.
this is everything that you've been doing before this.
All them
Like, all
suicides.
you have to do is just go through the finish line now. Like, it's right there,
Yeah.
and that's just what it felt like. Like, I was believing in myself enough that everything that I was putting forward was good enough to get me where I wanted to go. Like, I wasn't second guessing myself.
Yeah. Last question on the basketball before we pivot away. How was the overseas experience? And are you looking to go back? What are you looking to do now?
Overseas was it was I don't even know what's the word to describe for overseas basketball. I'll say this: if you don't love basketball,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna find out whether you do or not when you get overseas.
Yeah.
Like that's like I don't know what this because everybody's journey is different. But one thing that I do know, if you don't love it,
Yeah.
when you get over there, you will see it. And again, I was somebody that honestly I didn't love basketball. I really, really liked basketball, but I
Yeah.
wasn't somebody that loved it. And when I'm honest with myself, I said, you didn't work like somebody that loved basketball. Like
Yeah.
I know people who love basketball, breathe basketball,
Yeah.
sleep basketball. And when I think about who I was in my journey, when I'm realistic with myself, it's like that's not who you was, kid.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you were good, or you had the talent, your height, whatever it is, but you got where you put the work in. Like, what you put in is what you got out. And when people say, "Are you good?" Where yeah, I'm good. What I made myself believe that hey, you can do it.
Yeah.
The whole goal was to get there for me. I never had this big dream of where basketball can take me. I just knew that hey, if you do this, there's a possibility that one day somebody will pay you for this.
Yeah, it seems like you almost echo the sentiment of Tuca as well, and I'll give away a little bit of the movie what's to come out in the documentary. But he mentions during our 101 sit down for the movie that he was playing the game, and then after his brother had passed away, it was just like I'm good after college.
I'll
That's
say
it.
this: when my mom passed on her deathbed, like literally on her deathbed, she told me everything that you have done up to this point is okay with me.
Yeah,
Like I am satisfied with who you are as a person. You was an amazing son. Everything you have done, I am good. If you stop right now, you have made me happy. Once I heard my mom say that,
yeah,
I'm just like, all right, this is really and she's not here, like in the physical. She's not
yeah,
like why I'm waking up, like this is why, whether you know it or not, mom, you're why I'm like when I don't want to do it, it's like get up and do it. Like
yeah.
get up and do it because she got up and did it when I'm pretty sure she didn't want to for four other kids. So it's like just get up and do it, dude.
No, for sure.
Like that's all you owe it to her. But so when she says like you achieved what I was looking for, to me that was just like, all right, well,
The only confirmation that you
yeah,
needed in this
that was it
world.
for me. Just like, okay.
Yeah, a lot of people naysayers be like, "Oh, he's 6'8", not playing da da da." It's just like I don't care about overseas because my mom, the woman that loves me, said that I was good right where I was at. So
That and I just like I said, you've been privy to being car rides when I get certain phone calls. But
yeah,
again, when you ask me, do you want to play again? I've had the opportunity to play again.
yeah,
I don't once financially started making a certain amount of money, again, it was w- I got to choose what's beneficial to me.
yeah,
Others may have a supporting cast for where they may be able to go over there and take 8 months hiatus and whatever it is when you come out and you still have a supporting cast when you get
definitely
back. Everybody ain't got that.
for
So
sure.
I have to make sure that the money is more so beneficial, not just for when I'm there, but when I get back.
Definitely,
And
it's a sacrifice.
it's
I
a
mean,
sacrifice that
whoever's watching this is a
it's a huge
sacrifice.
sacrifice. Time, family,
Yeah, for
yourself,
sure.
like it's a huge sacrifice.
I want to pivot away because I understand that your brother served time. He did several years for
Yes.
a gun charge. As yourself being the second oldest male in your family, how has that affected you? Seeing an individual, knowing an individual that's obviously your bloodline go through the prison system, how has that affected you?
Like I don't know. Like if you know Jaquan and Dede, like we prior to my brother like growing up, making new friends, like everything we did together.
Yeah,
Like that was my road dog. So him it was, I ain't gonna say it was hard. It's just that as I'm watching him get older, and it's like, yo, you rather go do that than come chill with me. It's just like, dang, what the hell?
Makes you
But
feel away.
yeah, but I don't know. Outside of like him going to jail and stuff, I was more so worried about my brother. But
Yeah.
if you know my brother, you know my brother. Like
Yeah, it's so crazy because that stint that he was away, it seems like that's where we got the closest
that
at,
is
and and it's really actually funny because I was going through a little splat with my brother where we were just arguing and fighting and fussing and stuff, and it seems like we leaned on each other during that time.
definitely,
It
dog.
it, it helps when you play basketball, traveling with you, this, that, and the third. But it's just so funny that when I think back at those days, it's just like that pivotal span. Your brother's away, my brother's technically away, and it's just like we only had each other. So I appreciate you being a big
Nah,
brother to
you
me during
don't
that
know,
time, because
dog.
Lord
Like I
knows.
said, we were two kids just figuring it out every day, dog.
Yeah,
Leaning on each other, like you said. We got so much in common. Like we have so
yeah.
much in common.
Now I was gonna say, do you want to touch upon that a little bit?
Yeah, we can, dog.
I was gonna say, individuals don't know that we grew up around the corner from each other. We lost both our mothers, and I believe you saw that it was just like the same day or something like that.
It was
No, it was
you
my
look
mom's birthday.
December,
December 11th, 2009, I lost my mom.
and mine's is January 16th, 2017. So
And
it
my
was a month apart.
yeah, and my mother's birthday is January 17th.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's what it is.
That's
My
what it
mother's birthday
was.
is this Friday. We're recording this 2 days prior to that. So it's just so crazy just to see that.
A lot of the dates in our lives are meaningful.
Yeah, and I tell people all the time, I'm just like, yo, Slink is the strongest person I know because I remember when I was still at Dell State and you had gave me the call saying, yo, your
Hmm.
mom had passed. I felt like I cried harder than
Dog.
anybody.
And I always tell you when you tell me that, and people may be like, ah, he's just saying that. But I
Nah.
think this man is the strongest man because, again, I got 20 years with my mom,
Yeah.
right? 2007. Yeah, I got 20 years with my mom, 21 years with my mom, 13.
Yeah.
So, and I like I don't know if like even if to lose somebody, because I've lost friends, I've lost like family, I've lost uncles, I've lost cousins,
Yeah.
and like it's just something about losing the person that you came
Yeah.
out of. Like it's really a different pain, and yeah, I don't know. That's why I say, like I said, I'm still figuring out. Like I go every day, I try to stay busy.
Yeah.
Moments like this, when I actually think about it, it's really like, dude, you really have to live the rest of your life without.
I tell people, and I look at my camera, I tell people all the time, I would lose my mother a gazillion times over. I don't care if you're a friend, I don't care if you're a foe, I don't care if you're an enemy. I would rather lose my mom than the
And
next
he
person.
isn't lying, because
Than the next
he's
person,
told
G.
me that. And
Because that shit hurts, my nigga.
at my mom's funeral, this man was crying like
Bro,
you would have thought
I
that was
was
his
ugly
mom.
crying too.
Like,
I had to excuse myself and
uh,
everything. I lie to you not. I had to excuse myself because I'm wailing inside the pool
nah,
pit and this,
dog,
that,
I
and the third.
remember.
I remember, I think it was Sarah and somebody else came to just console me, and I was just like, "Yo, this shit is not right, my nigga."
Like, dog, I just, like I said, that's somebody asked me what does that feel like, and like I said, it's not even
I
like I
tell
said.
people it's like you don't know who your best friend is until you lose your mom.
Oh man,
It's
dog,
literally you lose your best friend.
dog. And like I said, again, for me, when you say, "Oh, you're like the strongest person to me," dog, it's only been for me 7 years.
Yeah,
This year is 7 years. No, this year is 8 years actually. Bro, you were 13.
yeah. I'm 28 now, going
Hey,
on 29. I tell you what, it doesn't get easier. I feel like
nah.
the individual that's watching this that's lost their mother, they understand that as well. Um, and it's crazy because, and this was what probably might bring me to tears, is that I'll never forget. Um, Former college sweetheart, this that, and the third. She and I were real close, and she got to meet my aunt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we had, I'll never forget this. We were laying down in bed, and it was just like ass crack of dawn, probably like 3 a.m. No reason for us to be up. And then I started like tearing up. She's like, "Yo, you good?" I was like, "No, I'm not." She's like, "What's wrong?" I was like, yo, I'm thinking about it. Like, I lost my mom. Yeah, this and the third, 13, but I'm about to lose my auntie at some point in this world. And my
Dog,
auntie took over my mom's spot.
dog, listen,
Literally took over my
listen to
mom's
me.
spot. I'm
I be
like,
feeling like
damn.
I'm weird, like, and I don't know, maybe you can feel it, maybe someone out there that feels how I feel, but I've already lost, like, so my mom died by cancer. By the time I got there, it was like, it's the last days.
Yeah.
My grandma died by cancer. I got to like watch and hear my grandma call out for Jesus and stuff in her last, like literally screaming out for Jesus, like how they say the old movies. And like
Hmm.
I watched and heard my grandma, so I actually saw what cancer was doing to her body. For my mom, like I said, when I got there, you it was more peaceful for me that I don't hear her screaming. And I don't even know if I would have been able to take, because I couldn't take my grandma here doing
Yeah.
that, so I don't know how it would have been for my mom. And I kind of got sidetracked from the questions,
No,
so
I just was
sorry,
making
dog.
no, you're good. I just was making a general statement about how that I feel like it's gonna be even worse because
Oh
I'm
yeah,
about to
I'm
lose two
sorry.
mothers.
So after I lost my mom, like I said, that being your best friend, the person you come from, that was the most unbearable pain I could felt like I could take,
Yeah.
or couldn't take at the time. But as you see, every day you wake up,
Yeah.
you are surviving that storm. Especially to those out there listening and stuff, understand every day you wake up, you are surviving that storm. All right.
Facts.
But again, so when I was losing my grandma, it wasn't hurting as much as my mom, because I had already told myself, like, dude, grandma gotta die,
Yeah.
this person gotta die. And I always think that I'm weird, like especially when I'm around somebody and they have this relationship with their mom and I know them. I'm thinking
Hmm.
like, damn, one day they're gonna call me and
Yeah.
like they're gonna want me to console them. And in my head, I'm still thinking like, I don't even know if I can fucking do that, because I'm still figuring out for
Yeah.
myself
Yeah.
how to console myself. Like,
I feel like the amount of death that you and I have both seen, not just in mothers, but just across our entire
yes, sir.
lifetime, it helps prepare us for just what's to come. And the God that I believe in, it's inevitable. It's inevitable. I'm gonna close my eyes. I don't care if you believe in reincarnation. We all are gonna close our eyes one day. You might be born again if you believe in that. You might not. I just feel like, yo, we all gonna close our eyes. And then
Yeah,
what then? Like it's just crazy. It's just crazy. I often think about that a little bit too much, and I get scared
that's
sometimes.
why
I'm
I
like,
said
nigga, I gotta
I
stop
don't
thinking
know
about
if
this
I'm
shit.
weird, because like when my mom used to be like, one day I'm not gonna be here. I used to be like, why are you even talking like that? Like,
Yeah.
but again, it's like now I wish like I didn't deny that conversation, even as much as I hate it, because it's just like you really don't know. Like my mom was 39.
My mom had to be 37. Cause
Like
yeah.
you really don't know. And in my head, I just turned 29. Like I said, I don't know if like it's probably people out there that do what I do, but again, I be sometimes saying, Sling, you kind of weird, because in my head I'm like, bro, my mom lived 10 more years after this. Like, dang,
Yeah.
like imagine like when people be like, would you want to know if you when you going to die? It's like
I
that's the
want to
type of
know,
shit
nigga.
that I be thinking about. It's just like, dang, like what if my clock was set for 10 more years?
Yeah.
Like what if that was my clock? Like what if my mom knew? Which as I start to, dig deep, you start to find things out. It's just like
Did your mom know as well?
as I
Bro,
start
I
to
lied to you not. Mine
listen,
too.
listen, listen, dog. Have me thinking that no, this as I so I just watched a video the other day that I've had since 2015 when my mom left where we're from when I went to prep school. She
Hmm.
left and she moved down to North Carolina. So I hadn't seen her for like 8 months. So I flew down and surprised her. I didn't tell her I was coming until my
Yeah.
grandparents told my sister. So the video is me like literally surprising her for the first time in 8 months, right? I just was listening to the video the other day and I literally was in the car crying. So I'm like, dude, like, am I this stupid? When my mom first see me, the first thing she's like, oh, my baby. But she was like, I need you to hug me, bro. When I'm sitting there like
Hmm.
thinking, I'm like, dude, like, she ain't never really fucking like she's
Yeah.
at like come here baby like but
Uh-huh.
she ain't never and in the video like now that I'm older and I'm understanding I'm like yo I can see like how bad like
Yeah.
she want to say what's going on but she just holding everything in and that
Yeah.
junk was just killing me though because it's just like yo I know right here when she says yo I need you to hug me
Mhm.
I know it's like her telling me like yo it's so
Yeah.
much going on right now
I'm not gonna tell you
yeah
because you
like
might. Yeah, it's
but
gonna break you.
side my little cousin told me a few years ago after she passed he was like hey I don't want you to be mad at me I'm like what happened he like I knew your mom had cancer but she made me promise that I wouldn't tell you
Yeah.
so I'm not mad at you I kind of would have been mad at you if you told me and
Yeah.
she told you not to
Facts.
but these little things is how I know like you know she must have either knew or whatever she
Yeah.
found out but she had to know. And I feel like the reason why she went closer to my grandmother was
For that.
because again she knew.
Similar situation. So mine was actually a few years ago. So my mom, I don't know if the world knows, but my mom died from HIV/AIDS, diabetes, and her kidneys failed. So my mom left us, and how I remember it was me. I was probably 13. We're all 3 years apart. So the girls is 16. My twin sisters are 16. My brother's 19. My brother's throwing a party upstairs. My mom went to the doctor's that weekend. She came back. She said, "I'm going to visit your aunt in Delafield, which is up by Albany or something." No, she was going up to Schenectady.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going up to Schenectady. We're throwing a party, and then I'm like, "Yo, ma, why are you?" I'll never forget. We had a conversation on the front porch. Ma, why are you going up here anyway? You just was all messed up, falling out, whatever. You went to the doctor's. Now you're going up there. Oh, I got to go handle some stuff. This, that, and the third. She leaves, falls into a coma, dies. Right? Couple years ago, my aunt and my sister was just like, Mommy knew that she was actually dying. That weekend that she went to the doctor, they told her she had a finite amount of time. If she didn't stay on these medications, she said, I'm not doing that, this, that, and the third. So she ended up going up to Schenectady. I try not to think about it because I'm like, look, she's not here to confirm or deny these things. So I just leave it as she went up there, fell into the coma, she passed away. But to the fact that she knew and didn't tell us. It's not that I feel a way about it. It's just that I guess she was trying to protect us. I guess she didn't want us to see her in that state. But it makes me feel a way every single time that I think about it because I'm just like, yo, like I could at least say goodbye. I could have. And what kills me and might choke me up a little bit is that my last words to my mom was that I hate you. We had an argument on the front porch. I'm like, yo, mom, why the fuck you going to this guy? Young kid, stupid. I hate you. I storm off upstairs for the party. Last words ever said to her. That shit haunts me every single day, nigga. Stuff like that haunts me. And I'm just like, yo, man, people don't get it.
Nah, they don't.
People don't get it. It's real out here. We're gonna pivot away because we both getting choked up out here. The motto for conversations over chess is every loss is a lesson. So outside of that loss that you've taken, what's a loss that you've came across and then a lesson that you learned from it?
Well, I feel like my greatest lesson is my mom's death, and that's telling me like you really don't know. Like you really don't know what the next day consists of. Like you really don't know.
Yeah.
So therefore, again, tying back to basketball, it's just like you can go out here and act like it is what it is, or you can try to go out here every time and play like you really might not be playing tomorrow. And I know this sounds cliche, but it's really the truth. Like I think like for me, it's just like, yeah, you really I don't know for myself like what's gonna be for tomorrow. I don't know if
Yeah.
my boy tomorrow calls me and says, Slink, yo, this. I don't know if my sister like this
Yeah.
is again, these are the type of things that I think about. I'm just like are these things and however the hell you say the damn word, but
Inevitable.
excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inevitable.
Yeah. Are they that? And it's just like, and these are the type of things that I be thinking about. Because
Yeah.
again, so like back to my mom, I know you're trying to sidetrack it.
Yeah, I'm trying not to make you cry
Um
because I'm about to be tearing up and ugly crying.
my great grandmother has 14 kids,
Damn.
7 boys and 7 girls. From what I know, my grandma was the first one to have cancer.
Mm,
I have, I have a big family. I have a lot of cousins.
yeah.
I have a lot. That number is huge. out of all those girls that came after, my grandma's daughter is the only one that got cancer. So in my head, again, these are things I'm like, yo, it went grandma, didn't skip, went mom. I have two sisters,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, those are the type of things that I think about and that I pray about.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm gonna pivot away, get more lighthearted, because I know you personally. I had actually a question that I really just thoroughly don't know the answer to. I know that you're heavy into politics,
Hmm.
and I often tell
Hold on, not heavy
individuals,
now.
well, not heavy, but you're heavier than me. Trump lover. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But I never. I wanted to ask you. I guess in plain English is what got you into politics? Because the world that we come from, that's not nothing that we really like taught or grew up or like what actually got you into wanting to know about the world.
Again, I ain't into politics.
Yeah,
I ain't
don't
no
let that mother lover
politician.
lie to you now.
Now, I just like to know what's going on where I
He
live.
be texting me, yo, Trump just traded 18 stocks and da da da. I'm like, nigga, how
Especially
you
if it
know?
got something to do with the stock market. Like I want to know. But seriously, like I don't know. I don't know if I'm a conspiracy theorist. I don't know if that's
Don't
the
worry,
word.
that's gonna be my next question.
But
But
I just know that I like to do my own history, and I ain't stupid. Like I know that 2 + 2 is 4, and I know when I read something and the context clues mean something. No one can get on the screen or anywhere else in front of me and tell me I'm not reading what I'm reading.
yeah,
And I also know history is told by winners. So again, I like to do my own research, and I like to deep dive. And when I dive into stuff, I say kind of sometimes, wow,
yeah.
maybe I'm this, maybe I'm not this. Maybe this person is a piece of
So it's more so the I wanna trust but verify.
yeah, literally.
It's
Like,
more so like,
well,
oh
I
yeah,
actually
yeah,
no, because I don't believe nothing. Like, I'd be like, oh, and then I, Google it because we have access to
yeah.
Google instead of just believing something on the surface. I fact check it,
Hit
like you're
him with the
taught in
same.
school, and I go and I check the site like you're taught in school, and if it's like, all right, one site says this, and I go look again, and then if it's something that I feel like, hold on, why or
Yeah.
what, yeah, and then that's a whole different
What's
rabbit
your
hole.
infamous saying? Believe what is it?
Believe what?
What is it? Believe half of what you hear or something like that.
No, it's believe none of what you see and half of what you hear,
There you
or
go.
believe, or the vice versa. But you get what we saying.
Google it, nigga.
Literally fact check it.
Google it. One thing that I noticed is that you train individuals now. You give back to the sport of basketball. Where did the love and passion come for that? And are you hiring? Like how do people come out and reach you? How can individuals come and train with the mastermind himself?
Right now, because I'm in search of a gym, I'm not doing anything. But if I don't have a gym, when the weather breaks and it gets nice again, we'll be outside, and that can be anywhere. But I also like again, I have people that I do train and work with. That if you ask, depends on when, where. If I'm available, I can do it. But yeah, I'm all over right now.
Yeah. Where does the love for coming back and giving back to the game for come from?
I just didn't have nobody really like again when you gotta be specific when you say things, but
Yeah.
we had people introduce us to basketball, but as I got older, I saw like there was things that I wish I was taught earlier
Yeah.
that could have allowed me to become a better basketball player and or grow off of that earlier than learning like 10 years down the line. And now that I know certain things that I was taught later in college or from this person or whatever,
Yeah.
like why I want to give it to the kid to have them at their best opportunity, best advantage. Because again, I didn't really have that. There was nobody really coming back to like help us out and stuff, come train
Definitely.
us.
Last few questions coming up is you have Sitting with Slink coming over to the network.
Yes,
Tell
sir.
tell us more about that. Your show. What can we expect? Things that you're looking forward to.
Like I said, it's gonna be a little something like this, just sit downs. I plan on having down the line some celebrity status guests. Um, you know, got another show that I'm going to be also bringing
Yeah.
with my cousin Bonte. Shout out Bont.
Shout out
That's going to be more
Bonte.
so like a little talk show, talk about urban culture, sports, what's going on, politics, little stuff like that. But other than that, like I said, I'm looking forward to this. I appreciate my dog jump starting me, man.
I gotta kick
Tell
you
you
off.
motivate me all the time, dog.
Listen, man. Last question that I had for you. I forgot it. I just had it off the top of my head too. Damn, I forgot that motherfucker. Damn. Oh, last question that I had for you is what's next for yourself? Like what's in store? You're closer to 30 now. What's
Like I
in store?
said, trying to get some trucks to put on the road.
Go.
That's it's J&J trucking. It's still coming. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Trying to put some trucks on the road, and outside of that, dog, just I don't know. I want my own gym. Like I said, I want to actually be able to train kids more so, and mm
Yeah.
wherever the wind blow me, dog. Like I told you,
feel
every
you.
day I'm waking up just figuring this out still.
Yeah. I have to end by giving you praise, my brother.
Yes, sir.
I promise I won't cry, but I probably will. You have meant so much to me, my brother.
I appreciate you,
I've
dog.
looked up to you for a very long time, literally and figuratively. um, you taught me so many things. And one thing above everything that you have taught me, and again, I want to make sure it's clear this person is not perfect to the left of me, right? But one thing that I've noticed about you, what's your horoscope sign? It
Capricorn.
might be the Capricorn in you. It might be just who you are. It might just be your makeup. Just be whatever. But you are the emotional stability. It just stays dead even. Doesn't mean that you don't get upset. Doesn't mean that you don't get low. Doesn't mean you don't cry. But literally, that's one thing that I wish that I had. Nigga, I could be happy 1 second and mad the next, motherfucker. I might be bipolar. I be feeling like half the time, but that's one thing that I've always been envious. I've idolized from you because it means so much to know that my boy can be level headed in the time of opposition, in the time of when stuff is not going right, and that's something that I've always looked up to from afar. I've always said to friends out there and just people in past, I'm like, yo, bro, like my friend is crazy because where I lost my mom, he had to grow up with his mom away from him, it seems like, for a brief stint of time.
Yes,
And
sir.
that's the part that I'm just like, bro, like, that's strength to me. I lost my mom at a young age where other individuals, my auntie now, my cousins, the other aunts had to take care of the funeral arrangements. This man right here, damn near I feel like you paid for the goddamn funeral. You brought your mom's body from down south to up here. Like you had to do grown man stuff. And every
Appreciate you.
single day when we have conversations offline, not to the public, you say, yo, Bari, you gotta love yourself more. Yo, Bari, you gotta respect yourself. Yo, Bari, you gotta act like you're Jay-Z now. Don't wait to become him. You gotta act like him now. And you constantly giving me confidence every single year, bro, every single year.
I love you too, dog.
Between you and my aunt, I swear to God, I would not be who I am today.
I love you too,
I lie
dog.
to you not. The confidence that I exude today, the pieces and all of that shit, was not who I was a million years ago, and I am that person because of you and her. Literally, she always says, "You got this." You always say, "Nigga, you better act like you got this and start acting like such." So I have to give you your praise, both publicly and privately, because it means so much.
I love you too, dog. Appreciate
The
you.
final three questions that we ask of the podcast is.
Hold on now. Love
Oh,
you too, dog. Love you
I
too.
love you, dog. I love you, man. The final three questions that we ask of the podcast for 2025 is two from prior year and then one more added this year. If you know how to play chess, we ask what is your favorite chess piece and why. We also ask that you look to your camera, give a message to the world to save them some heartache and pain, and then you're forced to go back in time. I don't want to hear I wouldn't change anything. You're forced to go back in time and change a decision that you made and a reason why. Last year I didn't answer. This year I will to give my guests some time. So As always, the Black Queen, I say it every episode, is my favorite chess piece. I didn't take care of them in real life, so I had to learn to take care of them in real life and on the chessboard. Don't judge me. I have to do this 53 times. So for this week, my message to the world, to save you some heartache and pain. What's going to be my message this week? I guess my message to the world this week. Oh, I was thinking about this earlier. My message to the world this week is to respect your elders. And what I mean by that specifically is just because mom or dad says something, and I swear I'm the slowest person in the world. Nobody is slower than me at first. Just because mom or dad says something doesn't mean they do not know what they're talking about. My aunt says stuff to me all the time, and where I'm 28 currently, and she is closer to 65, black don't crack unless you smoke it, I have to realize that she has literally lived this life already. She's literally walked these steps, did the things that I did at 28, literally exude this experience twice over now. So do not discount the old person just because they're old. You're not old, auntie, sorry. So, message to the world to save you some heartache and pain. Just listen to your elders. I promise you it's going to save you. I promise you. They don't know it all, but they know a lot. I'm forced to go back and change a decision that I made back in the day. I won't publicly say that one. I thought of a good one, but I'm not gonna publicly say that one. That's the first time I actually won't say it. Well, actually, I will say it. I just won't say names. Um, I was a bad friend to a friend of mine many moons ago, and I overstepped a boundary that was set and broke a bro code. Um, Again, I won't name any names, but if I could go back in time, I would not break the bro code, one, overstep the boundary, two, and never put myself in that position, three. So we like that you look into your camera. If you know how to play chess, you can answer that. If not, you can skip to the last two questions.
No, the only times I've ever attempted to play was with the man to my right.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't even have a favorite chess piece.
Cough, Black King.
Yeah, there we go. I could go Black King. It's Mr. Get 'em done.
Yeah.
What's the second one, boss?
It's going to be a message to the world to save them some heartache and pain.
Message to the world. Let's see. Oh, save you some heartache and pain. Let's see. That last storm that you was crying about thinking was gonna kill you ain't kill you. So that next one that's coming probably ain't neither. All right. So just wake up and keep going like you did through the last storm. Something that I can go back and change a decision. I don't know, cause I don't have no real like.
You're forced to.
I'm forced to. Then
Yeah, everybody says that. I'm like, nigga, you're forced to. Choose something.
All right, I got one. If I could go back and change, I probably would go back that summer before my mom passed and probably spend that whole summer with her. That'd probably be the only thing I go back and change.
All right.
If I knew what was coming in the days to come.
For sure. I appreciate you, my brother, for joining me for Conversations Over Chess.
You already know.
I always say,
Appreciate
what
you
do
for
I
having
always
me.
say? Of course, I always say, what do I say? So see you guys in the next episode of Conversations Over Chess. What do I always say? Peace. Nigga.